So I just wanted to update because I haven't been able to go live, and I've been trying to keep all the updates on here, but it's been a long couple days, but of course we move forward through God, and just have still been working on the trooper, and I like putting the info out here. Hopefully maybe it'll help somebody somewhere down the road for real, because we haven't been able to find any real info, and a lot of them are different. So I've taken a few videos to try to document. I'll upload some of those, but outside of that, we're replacing one of the belts. It's the belt, it goes to the alternator, to, I want to say, water pump at the bottom, and to the fan. And so we've been learning as we've been going along, which has been very good. But my friend Galen is helping. He's like young dude, he can figure it out. And Rye Dog, y'all have, I think, met him, but yeah, he is a classic, like, he is the homie who every single time you see him, y'all are laughing about something. That's Rye Guy. He's always got some little funny thing. And then Tom, I posted a photo with him in it, or like a short, and that's the big bro, teacher, big homie. I learn a lot from him. And I'm trying to remember who else is in that photo. Oh, of course, and Danny. Yes, Danny is the homie too. And he is in school, and he super advanced dude. And so yes, that's like kind of the crew. But basically today it snowed. There was a few people saying, okay, it might snow, blah blah blah. We hear that all the time in North Carolina. But today, out of nowhere, it literally started coming down at like probably 4 p.m. Like something like that. Like the radar, that's what I look at. I look at the radar, because generally that will give us a decent idea. But no. So, it showed, from what I saw, it showed snow. It just wasn't that much. Like sometimes it'll show a huge patch of rain, and then it comes through, and it's really nothing. So I thought this was gonna be that, but this was not that. And so it started coming down, and when we got done, working on the trooper, it was just so freezing cold outside. That couldn't feel our hands and everything like that. So anyway, needless to say, that's why I say it's been a long day. And yes, I am wiped out, and I definitely all I gotta say is thank goodness for botanicals in this moment. If it were not for botanicals such as Kedum, Kava, um, cannabinoids, like small doses of all of those things. That's one thing I gotta say is big mission for Botana-Mart and for Botana-Cart, which is to have the blends for the moods. If you know me and you know the biz, we've talked about this, you know, certain customers as well, you know, so it we have a vision, and now it's just to the point of building to that point, and I have no problem however long God wants it to take for me. But I will say I'm turning 34 on the 30th of this month. Now I've already done a few things, and I'll go ahead and name them. And the reason is because by this time next year, when I'm making a live, it'll be just like this. Things are gonna be much different, and I will have achieved the level that I am going to attain. There's no chance I'm not achieving that level. So, after my birthday, I am reducing my intake dramatically of cannabinoids. One of the biggest excuses that it's really easy to give myself with cannabinoids is how much they help with the pain. Man, I mean, I don't know. I can't stretch like that otherwise. Personally, I can't. Like, I will get such a relaxation out of very specific muscles, and I can isolate those muscles more easily with my mind. It feels when I'm on cannabinoids like that. The thing is, something I've learned through prayer is that you can achieve a similar state of the correct type of prayer gets your body and mind in alignment. And praying, we've talked about this a little bit before, but like if you're praying like Jesus, that means you're going down to the ground, and that means, you know, with your forehead to the earth, you know, like part of this world. I mean, what else would be the point of Jesus being sent then, if that's not what it was? So, after that point, for me, that day, I would like to get all the boys together, do some cigars, get some kava, probably smoke some kind of, you know, something. and then, you know, go to the, we don't do the alcohol, so I mean, you know, if there was a hookah, oh, that would actually, yo, yeah, I would do some hookah, honestly. Might go to Raleigh and do some hookah. I think that would honestly be really good. Actually, as I'm talking about it, that's what I'm gonna do. So that'll be the number one thing I do. Let's go to Raleigh and I'll do hookah. Alright. Or wherever. Somewhere. I'll go. Number two, you know, aside from all that, so today it snowed, which it just looked so beautiful. It looked so picture perfect. Like, today, it was a huge lesson from God because it just reminds you, like, man, it's funny, like, even in the toughest times, you know, when the beauty like that happens, it's so easy to ignore. Like, that's always, I feel like, when he sends it, it's when it's the easiest to ignore because it's real and our lives are real, and so, you know, we feel like this existence means so much that we gotta ignore his, you know, the lessons he's trying to show us. And if we keep ignoring those lessons, he won't give us the same lesson over and over, for real, unless we keep on failing that test. Like, if we keep failing, it's obvious. He keeps giving us the same lesson over and over. And so, you know, I'll talk about this more in depth at some point, but, you know, when I was younger, I've mentioned this a little bit before, but when I would find salvation in opioids and things like that, you know, when you look back at it, it has nothing truly to do with like just some random addiction in that sense. Like, if it is genetic, then that just means, I think it means something way deeper than, like, I don't know, that it's a disease. I think it's way more complicated than that, actually, way more. But anyway, I guess I'm just saying, like, for me, it was trying to kill the pain. Now, pain can be genetic in that sort of, you know, sense. It can be inherited pain that's been in your generations, you know? Or, yeah, and that can be physical, and that can be emotional, and that can be spiritual. I feel a lot of times it's the latter two more than we know. And when it's spiritual, it's hard. There's no way of really. It's like you have to find someone who knows more than you. Like, always, but like especially in these scenarios, because it's real, and it's more important to protect ourselves. It's truly more important to protect ourselves. And we know how complex this dimension is. So imagine what, however you view it, you know, scientific, whatever. But imagine what the next dimension is. Like, you, okay, and let's just say this is the end, okay, then it just ends, whatever, you're out of the combo. But like, this is just one dimension that we're like, our, you know, just think about what our eyes are in general. They are receiving data, you know, and all this data is, if we were just some random blob, I would feel okay about saying, okay, maybe there's, you know, just a giant thing happen and then I'll, you know, happen randomly. It's just, for it to be random, and I get that no matter what way we turn it, it's a miracle that we get to experience life in this way. And so if we view it that way, then the beauty of it really shines through, because it's like, okay, let's say I accept that I'm here for a purpose. Let's say I accept I have a purpose here on life. That the creator of me gave me. Well, I get one shot at it. Then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fail? Oh. I see people that fulfill who they are all the time. It has really nothing to do with their salary or their job or their, I mean, partially with all that, but it's like, it has to do with that they want to win in their own life. And like, once I started hanging out with men like that, just hang out with a man like that, okay? Just say, hey, like, you know, I'll be your shadow. You won't even see me. You know, could you let me just hang out with you one day as an intern to whichever business? It doesn't even matter which one. If they're a business person, you know, it doesn't matter if not even, yes, business person, but if they're spiritual too, we have to make sure they believe in God. So like, that's really what changed in my life last year, was the type of guidance I began seeking changed so dramatically, and a lot of things changed very dramatically last year. But you know, I'll definitely speak more about that. But one of the biggest things was pretty much just having a full on, you know, I don't know how, there's many ways I could describe it, and I believe I'll do an entire video just on it, because I don't want to introduce the event and then like just barely touch on it, because it's pretty intense. I mean, the whole situation was intense. Somebody made something that looked deceivingly not laced with anything, left it at my place in my storage area, fridge, and yeah, I ate it, and I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I had, for months, I posted this on a comment one day. I said, I had posted something about that experience. I said, yeah, you know, for months. And a lot of people said, nah, there's no way it's been for months, da-da-da. And I just said, you know, most of them I didn't say anything, but I did one big comment reply at some point. Like, I didn't read the comments. I'm saying I knew kind of based on what I saw on that, and there were like supportive ones, you know, when I was going down, but it was just like, it doesn't matter if they're supportive. It doesn't matter if they're not. It doesn't matter, because your experience is your experience. And like, it shocks me when these influencers and stuff like that, they're like, yeah, I definitely read comments and blah blah blah. Like, okay, let's say you do. Like, who cares? Like, it's people talking, and it's not even talking. They're communicating, but they're not verbally communicating. And to me, last year, one big thing that I changed, and I'm still learning how to work around it to make it work for my life, because my business does revolve around delivery. And I am passionate about delivery. I'm very passionate about delivery. One thing I'm not passionate about are essentially being stuck on a smartphone all day. Like, it's essentially a requirement now in order to function in everyday life. And like, you know, I think it has a place. Like, I would honestly love to get an iPad. I'd love to get an iPad. You know, outside of any other factor, I'm just saying that if, with that, it would make it a little easier for me to just coordinate things and then not have to think too much about, you know, texts and calls and all that, because that's not, it's just not part of my genetic makeup to sit there and check for personal checks. Business, cool, love it. Like, text me about making some money. I'm there. I love that. Like, you want to know about some products even? Yes. Like, let's talk about that. But if it's, you know, just commentary on my life, or this person said this about this, or this celebrity, this idol, of which there should be none, you know, said this, idolatry, you know, then, well, I mean, who truly, like, I feel like the time I should use this is now, when it's like, you know, as a Indian and black American, Indian and black American as I am, first gen, my dad came from India. Alright, my mom probably the first to go to college in her family, graduate with master's and then later on a PhD. You know, my sister is basically famous. She has a show on Nat Geo called Farm Dreams. It's really cool, but she's like an urban gardener, and she got signs and all this stuff. So yeah, anyway, but it's like when that whole world of, you know, when you are speaking to somebody about their day, and if it's revolving around social media, like, that's what I started finding, was that people that I was talking to were almost getting upset. Not almost getting upset, they were getting upset. But it's almost as though they were getting upset because I didn't first even know what they were talking about. But secondly, I okay. I think we've talked about this, but I remember like very shortly after, Kendrick beef and stuff. It's like somebody coming and cheering and talking about that, like at a local coffee shop. It's like at the Kava bar even, or at the wherever. Like they got ideas about what's going on. Like I seriously think it would be amazing if TikTok was banned because it sucks for the people. Like one major red flag is if you're on a date or even just know somebody in general like that and you're supposed to, be kind of getting, like, you want to get to know each other, you want to spend time with each other. But sitting there scrolling through other people's faces in each other's presence has always felt so strange to me. And I hadn't experienced it like that until, like, I was in a relationship for like 5 years. So when I got back on the dating scene, like, things were different. And that's when I saw like it was like after 2020 too, like things changed a lot. This year, since I learned so much from 2024, and I prayed so hard, and I don't feel I've done enough prayer, like every day. I know I should be doing more, but I know I am capable of doing anything I put my mind to, and I learned that through prayer, and I learned that because prayers I wanted to learn, I was able to learn, even if they are in a different language, because it means something soon. And those prayers, they mean a lot. They mean a lot to me. And, I have a lot of content on this phone, and I don't know how much longer this actual phone, the hardware itself, is gonna last. It got pretty busted up, like, it's fallen out of the case a multitude of times, that sort of thing. And yes, again, I will need something for filming, and I'll just need something for, coordinating, like an iPad, and then outside of that, the smartphone might be gone. So I might get rid of it. We'll see. I mean, in a way, I already know. Like, the way I operate with the smartphone now, if I know I have a business text or somewhere to be, but it's produced funds for me, but it's saying a lot because, it's saying a lot that I had to back away from it. That I had to back away from it because it has taken a lot away. Emotionally and spiritually. It really has. I mean, once we start relying on, other people's happiness, and it's like before, okay, yeah, we just had TV, but now it's like I had never really understood it until, being like a relationship or something. It's like if somebody is admiring another human, it doesn't matter, like if they are almost a word a little stronger than admiring, like they're a little infatuated, overly, and especially if it's like a partner or something, it's always good to know. And so this year, I've decided to just take those things into my own hands. The birthday will be awesome. By this time next year, I'll be able to do this YouTube stuff full time. I'll be able to take it to the next level. I'll keep learning about it every day. I'll keep taking pointers and tips and growing in at least 1% every day, but ideally more, inshallah. I will really discover the secrets of how to make it work. I don't mind streaming in front of a bunch of people. I actually really enjoy that. So I'll do some streams with whoever. I don't really care. Let's do it. We'll make some music. That's my number one thing that I do is make music. I love to write lyrics. I love to rap, rhythmically sing. I've released an album. It was a prog rock album, actually. Fred Finn Wallaby, Fredfin, and another word is wallaby, Wallaby. Fred Finn Wallaby. Peace, Love, Aliens is the CD. Lead singer on that. I had to contort my voice like crazy. I don't think I could ever do it like that again, but I was like in my early 20s, so anything, not saying I couldn't, but like the direction that I've been taking my voice, when I unveil it again, my singing voice is gonna be a different style. So I want to say, man, I love y'all because I know some of y'all have been keeping up, and I'll be able to use these to look back on and to say we actually made it, and I'll show y'all who was here with me. And some of you already know that you are. And so I appreciate God for aligning the path, the right path, the straight path, and keeping it straight for me. And I super appreciate that. I appreciate the prophets, peace be upon them. I appreciate this life I've been given. It's the greatest. Bismillah.